A Russian FPV drone encountered 2 Ukrainian soldiers while conducting reconnaissance in free mode. Sumy direction. A Russian fiber-optic drone operator encountered 3 Ukrainian soldiers. Despite opening fire at close range, the soldiers failed to shoot down the FPV drone. Eventually, the inevitable happened. Two desperate Ukrainian soldiers attempted to take shelter in the destroyed Ukrainian armed forces positions near Konstantinovka. However, an accurate strike by a Special Forces FPV UAV belonging to the 51st Guards Combined Arms Army destroyed the shelter.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
The enemy's UAV positions were exposed and destroyed. Russian fiber-optic drones first destroyed the basement entrance. Then, the Ukrainian UAV operator came out and hid in the building. Subsequently, other FPV drones arrived one after another and destroyed the control center and antennas. It released footage showing a Russian UAV skillfully clearing a minefield. Have you ever seen footage like this before? Sumy direction. Russian UAV calculations destroyed enemy artillery positions. 2 fiber-optic drones arrived and destroyed the mortar. If we look at the video, the Ukrainian artillery unit did not have time to camouflage the mortar. When they heard the drones, they immediately left their position and fled. Operators attached to the 83rd Airborne Brigade destroy an enemy truck with a precision strike. The Southern Group's UAV division detected an enemy UAV control center in the Konstantinovka region and conducted a comprehensive operation. The target was hit successively by FPV UAVs, Molniya UAVs, and finally a 152mm MSTA-B howitzer. When 3 attacks are launched simultaneously from 3 different directions at a single point, it is nearly impossible for that position to remain intact. Near the village of Rodinskoye, an FPV drone operator from Rubicon Center, together with drone pilots from the 56th Guards Airborne Regiment, destroyed a Swedish-made BVS-10 Viking tracked armored vehicle belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Military unit-affiliated fiber-optic technicians are destroying a camouflaged 155mm 2S-22 Bogdan self-propelled gun in a forest in the Kharkiv region. Sumy direction. The enemy was immediately destroyed because they left their belongings unattended. Operators from the 35th Army of the Vostok Unit destroyed a well-camouflaged enemy armored vehicle with a precision strike, which had been previously detected by reconnaissance units. Another vehicle carrying BK in the Sumy region exploded after encountering a Russian fiber-optic drone. During one of the operations in the Sumy region, operators encountered a camouflaged Ukrainian Armed Forces tank. The UAV, carrying incendiary ammunition, set the tank on fire. The Russian operator detected movement in the forest area. The coordinates were calculated precisely, and several FPV drones destroyed the position. According to calculations by the airborne forces, the UAV systems battalion attached to the 98th Airborne Division is destroying enemy shelters with Molniya missiles. Sumy direction. Operators continue to systematically destroy enemy armored vehicles. The Ukrainian forces' evacuation attempt ended in failure. The enemy resorted to the tactic of setting up forest blockades in the Vostok offensive zone. To establish this barrier, the Ukrainian armed forces destroyed more than 40 hectares of forest at the confluence of the Kamenka and Volchya rivers in the Dnipropetrovsk region. Satellite imagery indicates that the barricade was established in the summer of 2025 with the advance of the Vostok group. Two Russian soldiers traveling on the road spotted a Ukrainian FPV drone ahead of them. They quickly got out of their vehicle and opened fire to bring down the drone, which was making a buzzing sound like a small fly. No one was injured. Destruction of a Ukrainian BMP-1TS on fiber optic cable north of Komar in the direction of Velikonovoselovsky using a drone. An FPV drone operator from the 20th Army destroyed a robotic platform belonging to Ukrainian forces. A ground logistics vehicle used to supply front lines was destroyed. A Russian drone operator came to shoot down a Ukrainian military truck, but at that moment, an elderly woman was throwing trash nearby. The operator waited until the elderly woman reached a safe distance and then carried out the attack. What do you think the operator from the other country would have done in this situation? Images from the southern outskirts of Konstantinovka. Operators from the 27th Artillery Regiment of the 6th Division used FPV drones to uncover a Ukrainian command center and visit it. The roof of the command center was blown off. A fire broke out, and it was reduced to ashes. Russian drone operators bombed Ukrainian armed forces supply depots, ammunition depots, equipment depots, and UAV control points, including UAV antennas, with drones capable of dropping munitions. The location is unknown, but it appears that all attacks took place on the same day. Thanks to the advanced cameras on Russian drones, the images are being transmitted to us in very clear detail. Near the village of Yablanovka, a Rubicon unit detected a Finnish Sisu X A180 armored personnel carrier on the move. The target was destroyed by several attacks from FPV unmanned aerial vehicles. Sisu XA-180 is a Finnish-made 6x6 wheeled armored personnel carrier (APC) and multi-purpose military vehicle. Dzerzhinsk direction. Selfie of the Ukrainian armed forces on a motorcycle. Equipment, communication, and surveillance, UAVs, and a selection of VT-40 applications for FPV drones for the Ukrainian armed forces. A compilation of images captured in just a few days. Be sure to share your thoughts on FPV drones in the comments. The 103rd Regiment is advancing towards Konstantinovka, destroying Ukrainian positions and capturing Ukrainian armed forces infantry. The fighters of the 103rd Regiment are continuing their advance toward Konstantinovka, destroying Ukrainian infantry firepoints and positions. During the advance, Ukrainian concentrations are being eliminated by precise strikes from FPV unmanned aerial vehicles. UAV operators from the 30th Separate Special Forces Unit of the Vostok Group destroyed a Ukrainian shelter in the village of Komar, along with the people inside. Fighters from the Special Forces Unit destroyed a shelter where Ukrainian forces were located in the Sverdlovsk region. Drones capable of dropping ammunition destroyed the trenches with bombs dropped one by one. The Ukrainian armed forces crossing over the Oskol River west of Kupiansk-Uzlovaya was once again destroyed by an X-38 missile. Russians destroyed Ukrainian drone launch site in Chernihiv region. An attack drone belonging to the Dnipro military group destroyed a camouflaged Ukrainian mortar on the right bank of the Dnieper River in the Kherson region. Another video of a Ukrainian reconnaissance aircraft being hit by a Russian FPV attack unit. Once again, the Russian aircraft escaped. This skill is nothing short of amazing. FPV UAVs destroyed an expensive video surveillance complex and signal boosters for UAVs located at a control point of Ukraine's UAVs. Engineers from the Donskoy Cossack Regiment of the Airborne Forces are conducting a humanitarian mine clearance operation in the Kursk border region. Russian armed forces soldiers raided Ukrainian trenches. The soldiers in the trenches were first asked to surrender, but they refused. Following this, artillery and drone attacks took place. Once again, they were offered the chance to surrender, but they refused. In response, Russian soldiers threw backpacks filled with anti-tank weapons into the shelters. The shelters were blown up in powerful explosions.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
Footage showing Russian FPV drones using new tandem cumulative thermobaric munitions capable of easily destroying the turrets of Ukrainian armed forces tanks. A Russian FPV drone encounters a Ukrainian soldier in a trench. The UAV unit of the Russian battalion's Atlant company first detected and struck the shelter of the Ukrainian Armed Forces 44th Mechanized Brigade. Then, one of the Russian fighters approached from the other side and threw 2 anti-tank mines into it. Reconnaissance units attached to the 77th Separate Battalion, together with motorized riflemen from the 394th Regiment of the 127th Division, first damaged and then burned an armored vehicle belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces in the Shevchenko region. The 16th Special Forces unit destroyed another UAV control center in the direction of Krasny Lyman. Russian FPV drone destroyed the D-30 howitzer of the Ukrainian Armed Forces with a precision strike on the right bank of the Dnieper. The Russian FPV drone slowly approached the target, cold-bloodedly identified its vulnerable point, and destroyed it with a hard hit.